Holy shit. Headshot.
What is up, Honesty Podcast crowd? It's Pat Voss. This is Honesty Podcast episode 5. I can't believe it. We're finally here, having a lot of fun. Like, comment, share, subscribe on the YouTube page. Follow me at Honesty Podcast on Twitter and Honesty Podcast. So patreon.com/Honesty Podcast for the Patreon page and all the greatest rewards there. By the way, for episode 5, a couple different subjects I wanted to get into. I definitely wanted to get into boxing, MMA, WWE, okay? That's a few things. I already covered in episode 29 of the vlog series. I covered how I thought Dak Prescott or Zeke Elliott should take MVP over Tom Brady. This is not your average sports podcast. There's a little bit of flavor thrown in, unedited. Welcome, #honesty. Anyways, back to it. Boxing. Everybody likes to think, that there's great boxers out there, and there are. Andre Ward is a great boxer, but Manny Pacquiao is even greater, and I'll explain why. Manny Pacquiao is still fighting and has a welterweight title. He is a welterweight champion. Here's the thing. He's a welterweight champion who's not fighting. Floyd Money Mayweather. Too busy promoting, too busy trying to look good, too busy trying to talk too much, and talking too much about Conor McGregor. You don't talk crap about a guy if you're not currently doing your profession too. So, take a hint from Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao, the Pac-Man is strong, real strong. He's got that welterweight title on his waist, and he is ready to go. He'd love to have a Pacquiao Mayweather too, because now that he is fully in control of his arm and everything's good to go, I think Mayweather would lose. But instead, Mayweather's still talking crap about Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor is not afraid to fight. And he's not afraid to fight under different rules. I've talked about this too many times, and I keep seeing BS about it in the media. Here's the thing. Get it straight, people. Conor McGregor would destroy Mayweather in a fight. I'm sorry. It's not an MMA fight. It's not in the UFC. It's in the boxing ring. And he'd still destroy him because he's a striker first. Manny Pacquiao is a great champion. Wish him all the best of luck. Hopefully he's a two-belt or two-division champion, and also good luck to Conor McGregor. He got his California boxing license recently. Hopefully that all works out. We'll see how Andre Ward does in the future as well. Moving on, going quickly to the WWE. 98 days left until WrestleMania. I can't wait. WrestleMania is going to be huge this year, or next year rather. Big cards like Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, The Undertaker, John Cena, all of the staples for right now, this era. See, the era I grew up in was the Attitude Era. So I grew up in the Attitude Era right in the late 90s into early 2000s. It was great. A lot of action, yes, at times it was a little bit risque. There was a lot of things going on that now the media would not agree with, or that right now that would be against some kind of violation of what you can have on TV. But back during the Attitude Era, they cashed in when they needed to cash in. Now you have wannabes like John Cena, who, and I'm not saying this, the guy makes a lot of money, great, awesome, you have a great career, awesome. But if you really connect if you go from the Attitude Era into this new PG era and trying to move it into PG-13, it's really ridiculous. Eventually, if this keeps going, if this trend keeps going, once Brock Lesnar goes away, once once The Undertaker goes away, once Triple H stops wrestling, I need this brand to die. And I don't say that I want it to, I need it to. You know why? Because I'd hate to be associated with this kind of wrestling and the kind of product they're putting out there right now with Bayley. What the fuck is that? By the way, this is an unedited podcast, in case you didn't catch that in the beginning. So kids, cover your ears. What the fuck is going on with Bayley and all these wrestlers, these female wrestlers, who are nothing like Lita? Lita could actually wrestle. Lita could go high flyer. China, very strong, bodybuilder. She could bench press people over her head. Who does that now? Nobody. Terrible, terrible, terrible. The product is ridiculous. And it's not all the WWE's fault. It's because they were forced into this freaking PG era. It's once they got away from the Attitude Era, they had to be forced to kind of water down their product quite a bit. And then over the years, as it lost steam, an already watered down product became even worse. So I don't agree with the way that things are being run right now, but as far as WrestleMania, I am excited. Next month in January is the Royal Rumble. Goldberg is competing in the Royal Rumble. He's trying to get a title shot at WrestleMania by winning in January, so I'm excited about that. You know, Goldberg is, of course, from the Attitude Era, that section of time, but over from WCW, where Eric Bischoff used to run the town. Unfortunately, that no longer exists, and basically Vince McMahon and the McMahon family bought out all of their competition, and now they have a terrible watered-down product with no competition and nothing to really fuel the fire to be better. By the way, I will say this, mentioning the McMahon family, if anybody saw that last pay-per-view or the last couple pay-per-views ago where Shane was in a match where Roman Reigns was in the match, and I believe it was Survivor Series, Shane tried to go off the top rope to do a coast-to-coast kick on Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns came up for a spear and accidentally clocked Shane right in the chin with his head and basically, knocked Shane the hell out. So prayers go out to Shane. I hope he's doing better now. I haven't kept up with that too much. But definitely keep it locked here for any kind of WrestleMania news and WWE news coming up. Moving on, I am going to cover the MMA. I am talking a little bit about boxing. I will cover MMA. I already covered NFL. MLB, I mean, what's there to say? The Cubs are the world champions. I'm very, very happy about that. I can't wait for next year. April can't come quick enough. But back to MMA, back to UFC. Ronda Rousey takes on Amanda Nunes for the women's bantamweight title on December 30th, UFC 207. I will agree real quick, and Jay and Dan, by the way, from FS1, the Jay and Dan podcast as well. I love those guys. I follow them on Twitter, and I would really appreciate a follow back, by the way. But anyways, I'm trying to see it their way and see how they look at everything through the media. And it is true. If you look at media and how they've covered UFC 207, they cover it like the big return of Ronda Rousey. Well, if you don't remember correctly, let me refresh your memory. Ronda Rousey got knocked the fuck out last year by Holly Holm to lose her bantamweight title. Holly Holm lost it in her first defense to Miesha Tate. Miesha Tate lost it in her first defense to Amanda Nunes. And now Amanda Nunes is fighting the old champion, Ronda Rousey. I don't see what the big hype is. The big hype is because somebody who brought a lot of money to the company is coming back and fighting again. That's it. Other than that, I don't agree with the big hype behind Ronda Rousey. I don't agree with the big hype behind Conor McGregor fighting in a boxing style, unless it's going to happen. Once it happens with him, then I'll be excited. When Ronda Rousey comes back, if she wins the title back on the 30th, then I'll be excited. If not, it'll go exactly like I thought it was going to go. Amanda Nunes will probably get the knockout in the first or second round of this fight. It won't go very far. It won't go past that. It'll be one or the other. I don't see this going to decision. I've made up my mind now. This is my final cut of it. I made up my mind. Amanda Nunes wins. Knockout, first or second round. By the way, guys, follow, like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Episode 30 of the vlog series. 30. I'll see you guys later.